Sappy 1600 support. Let's go, Mr. Reddit Lucio. Let me make sure that you're actually correct. The name is correct here as well. Yeah, it is. Wait, why did we miss the opening here? Pretty much kill Kells. Wow. Oh, okay. Teabag. Yes. Yes. MC stamp of approval. You just killed both snipers, bro. You killed both snipers. You better teabag that second kill. I would have immediately canceled the VOD if you didn't teabag on that. Roughly the same length. Interesting. So I just have larger intestines, Tiger? Aim as thing as possible. Pretty damn close. So yeah, you are a little unwieldy. You're getting a little lost. You got those kills, but look where your team is pushed to. They haven't gone anywhere. So once you get that kill on the Widow, go back to your team and fight on point. Your team couldn't get through the tanks. 6v4, 5v4 really. Here you want to be shooting the bath lamp. Yeah, we're getting a little DPS heavy. Yeah, the McCree's gonna pick you off. Okay, so they lost their Reinhardt. So you got those kills, Sappy, really well done. But the enemy healers they kept up the tanks on point, and your DPS just weren't there to, well, get the job done. So, again, so what I see here, what I'm learning already from this game as a Lucio, is that even if you kill the 2 DPS, your team isn't going to be strong enough to push them. So what that means is you will be more greatly rewarded by playing with your team. The way I look at Overwatch, every team has a weak point and a strong point, right? You just killed 2 sniper DPS by running at them as a Lucio. You killed both in one go. And then your team could not push versus 5v4 versus tanks and heals on point. So what I'm thinking is the enemy's weak point, it's their DPS. Their strong point, tanks and heals. So you have to weaken their strength if you can as a Lucio. Try to displace their tanks, displace their healers, mess up the equation that they've got going. I don't think their DPS is going to do much, at least for now. Bingo. Both DPS, both heals are dead to Visor. Both tanks are still alive. And they've got ultimate. So their tank line is good. So your job is going to be disrupting the tanks. Nope, Sappy. No. What I said was, if you ever play near your team, you will immediately die and everyone will report you and you'll be banned from the Blizzard servers. So you see this ring around Lucio? You see this ring he gets? You know that ring? If anyone steps in that ring on your team, they immediately die. Never want to play with your team. No, I'm just kidding. Just kidding. How come I can't see Lucio's ring? I feel like I should be able to here. Be really informative if I could. Your positioning is good. The one thing I would encourage. So you have an offensive mindset, which is really incredible for Lucio, and you seem to make it work. That's triply incredible. But if you really want to take it up to the next level, check this out. Look at this. Check this out. So here, you want to kill the people up here. It's obvious you want to kill these people, and you started down here, so you went up, and then you came up that way. That's what you did here. That's okay. That's okay. You can be offensive like that. You can get stuff done. But what do you see here? This is where your ring touches your AoE ring of healing or speed. Is there anybody else in this ring but you? Nope. This guy's not in the ring. These guys aren't in the ring. This guy's not in the ring. This guy's not in the ring. So your AoE is affecting nobody on your team. If you want to be offensive, it's okay. But the way to really make it work is to look for paths toward the enemy that allow you, that are like through this here somewhere. Maybe you go from like, instead of starting here, maybe you go over here, play here, and then go jump on the cart, jump on the outhouse, then get up here and do that, right? Do that path instead. Or I'll make it like yellow or something. Do this path instead, right? Something like that. That way you hit everybody with your AoE, you give them the heals, you give them the speed, and then you can also be aggressive. So when we looked at like 44, 4500 plus, it was, I forgot who it was Niang on Lucio. This is what he did constantly. He was always like connecting the dots with his team while also getting into the enemy and doing damage. So great of you to do damage, you're very good at doing it, but challenge yourself to try to tag teammates on the way there. Just tag them. Give them speed, give them a little bit of health, tag them a little bit. But the hard part about doing that really well is that you obviously expose yourself to death a lot by doing that. So you got to figure out how to like minimize your chances for death, you know? Yeah, it is Sam. I apologize if it's been that long, my man. Yeah, and if I please let me know if I haven't been able to get to you in a certain amount of time, or if like you're upset with me being able to get back to you in a certain amount of time, please just let me know, and I'll do what I can to either attend you ASAP or get you refunded, because I don't want anyone feeling like they're getting left out. This is good. Definitely play with your team here. Risky. Running low ground into the enemy team there. Risky. This BAP hates you. Yeah, always keep an eye on where this McCree is. This DPS can't hit you. Super evasive. Nicely done. Yeah, so what I saw right there, again, you versus both 2 DPS, they couldn't kill you. So the weak point is the enemy DPS. You could pick on them, but their tank line is good. So keep disrupting them if you can. See the monkey staying on the backline now? Look what you've done to them, bro. Oh, did she only have 2 bullets and then reload? Yikes. Relax, you got this. You're a dick. Okay. Okay. Paying the troll toll a little bit. Yeah, you definitely are redditing a little bit. In higher SRs, because this SR doesn't seem like it challenges you really at all. In higher SRs, my man, what you're going to try to do here is isolate. You're going to want to isolate tanks or isolate backline players when you have dive to play with you. A wee little bit. I see how this McCree's isolated. See right there? Instead of actually shoving him back into his backline or into spawn, shove him into your Zarya or shove him into your Ana or whoever this is, soldier. Shove him this way. Shove him this way instead of that way. Isolate him and make his further isolate him basically. Yeah, there's no like best way to play Lucio. His skill ceiling is insanely high. Like, almost problematically so. Their two tanks are on the front line here. Good speed. You sped everyone into that. That's good. Good heals. Good speed. Sappy, what's your peak on support? What's your support peak? This looks a little too easy for you. Yeah, they're pulling out the Lucio because they can't deal with you any other way. Yeah, booping him away from the Zarya is a good play, but in terms of the isolation in the future. Yeah, you're being so mean to these poor people. They just wanted to hop on and play some Overwatch. They didn't want to get destroyed by this Reddit Lucio. Wow, you have good heals at your back too. Good damage. Nice. Nice trigger discipline. Okay. Yeah, you are definitely playing above this bracket, my man. Sappy, you're definitely playing above this bracket. And I think what may happen, not in this game, but in your other games that's keeping you from climbing, is by leaving your team, your healer can't solo support. Your teammate healer can't solo support. On Lucio, at least. When you play Lucio, you tend to leave your team a little bit. Not in these close proximity games. I bet you win. You probably win a lot of King of the Hill maps, but lose a lot of payload maps, and it's because you just leave your team too often. That's another way you can tell. You guys, if you're out there and you're like, how come I win on these maps, but I lose on these maps? Think about like what kind of play you're supposed to exhibit on like a payload map, and like what kind of play you're supposed to exhibit on a King of the Hill map, and how your play style fits specific maps over others. And I think you probably, in the way you're playing right now, you probably find a lot of success in Koth maps, but not so much on payload, at least for support. Not affected at all, Unicorn. Great question, not affected at all. Try Sam, I thought I only did you once. Oh no, I forgot. Okay. Yeah, maybe there with a little speed, your soldier doesn't get hit by that Hanzo arrow. You're peeling people, this is good. Yeah. It's all good, Unicorn. No dumb questions at all. Yeah, risky there, reconnecting with your team. You've done that a couple times. When you reconnect with your team after redditing, you'll run in the open or through the enemy team. Don't boop these. Good. Great trigger discipline. That beat's a little late from him. Nicely done. Yeah. The other support on your team is good enough to be able to keep your team up despite your absence. What's also helping is that you're consistently, when you do this Reddit stuff, you're always peeling one if not two people. Okay. Yep, kill the Santa. Yeah. Yeah, if you enable the Reinhardt on your team with speed and heals, he'll get a lot more done than just leaving him. Kind of hoping he survives on his own. This is effective Lucio play, but you could still do more Yeah, if you were playing with your team, you would have been there for that. Yeah, you tried some tracer tech by fighting in the spawn, but your front line wasn't able to compensate. A little early. Ran back in a little early. Ana is viable right now, yeah. Ana is viable right now. If you're getting 20k heals and 5k damage, that's a great game from Ana. That's a huge game from Ana. Just make sure that the enemy team has no escape for your nano. That whoever you nano can get in there and get stuff done. This is great healing, great movement. I think there's an Ashe behind you. Good speed. This Ashe is just piping you guys down from the high ground. Here we go. Yeah, definitely wanted to use your sound cue there to find that Ashe and just knock her down. But great, great movement. Great presence of mind to stay on point, get on point, and stay on point. Yeah, this kind of backdoor play stuff like this, it may be okay here, but you go up like 1,000 SR and you'll probably get punished. Oh my god, you're destroying this Ashe. She has no idea where you are. Nice, sire. You're just schooling these kids. Oh yeah, Zeke? Okay. So, very well played. I love that you put a little, like, hands up, like, I don't know, for your comment. Let's see. Overall, it's just some philosophical changes you could make to make your Lucio a little better. Playing super aggressively and super active and offensively like that is good. Maybe in lower SRs, but you tend to get punished unless your wall riding skill is pretty god tier. So overall, I think for you, I think the biggest challenge you have now is to try to challenge yourself that when you do go for, whoa, some like craziness going on outside. When you do go for those dives on the enemy line, if there's any way in which you can do your Lucio wall riding around your teammates before you get into that dive to give them some last second healing, last second speed, to give them anything, it always helps. Always helps. That's a big difference maker. Lucios who just play off on the side, they don't heal their team. You can like play on the side by jumping and wall riding, but through your team. Try to tag your team as often as you can. That's number one. Number two, I love your approach to one-on-one duels. You're very effective. Don't be afraid to boot people around at closer range. Even though it moves them out of punch range, you can still like just boop them, do damage, make them miss you, and then shoot them. I love that you beat corpses. Nicely done. I love that you teabag people. Very well done. This bracket didn't really look like much of a challenge for you at all. I think if you get into like 2K-ish, it'll be much easier for you. Oh, what's up, guys? Got you, Kingham. And Sam wants a wink. I'll wink at you over my glasses, bro. You got the double wink. Okay. I think if you just pretend to play as your Reinhardt Shadow and just left click people, I think you gain like 800 SR in like a week. If you just pretend to be your main tank Shadow and just left click people, I think you probably just get up into gold within a week. I wouldn't be surprised. You take care, Try Sam. I'm sorry that things are taking so long, my man. I apologize. I sincerely do. If you need anything or if anything is upsetting you, please let me know. What else, Sappy? What else can I tell you? Mechanically, there's like nothing you did wrong. When you do reconnect with your team, you oftentimes will forego wall riding and will just do A to B, shortest distance straight line, and just go right through enemy lines. And at 1600, that's okay. But as soon as you hit like 2K, dude, you're going to get shot in the dome for doing stuff like that. Oh, jam. That's a pretty good idea. Jam in here with the good ideas today. If you're curious about how you could help your main tank out, which is what Lucio is all about, he's all about speeding his team around. Watch the VOD review back from Reinhardt's perspective and see if there were fights or positions for you to play from that could be more effective for you. It's really hard to tell from the Lucio's perspective because you were just kind of owning everyone you shot at. I think once you get out of this bracket and you actually get into a game that challenges you, that Reddit stuff is going to get punished pretty quick, and then you'll be forced to play with your team, and then you'll develop healthier habits. Yeah. But yeah, Jam, I would say that the speeding after shatters could, I would say that his amp speed usage into and out of ultimates was perfect. He used it, he had to be pretty fastidious with it. You had to be pretty on the up and up, aware of what you were doing on that like 3rd point defense. I think, or you guys were offense. I think you guys were offense, and you went back and forth through multiple ults. You like wove in and out. Very well done. I just think generally try to play with your team. The game was easy for you here. It'll be harder if you play with your team, but you'll get more consistent W's because it's a little bit of a coin flip. If you're playing Reddit Lucio, it's a little bit of a coin flip as to whether or not the remaining facets of your team can hold up their end of the bargain. And here it looked like they could, so you didn't have to worry too much.